Big news out there. Aaron Rodgers fined virtually nothing, $14,000, piddling fine for the Green Bay Packers over the COVID-related incident. And I think this is significant because the people out there, I just want to have some fun with this. The same people out there who are saying, why in the world does Aaron Rodgers get to share his opinion of the COVID vaccine? Who is he? He's just a quarterback. He doesn't know anything. Are also sharing and retweeting Big Bird, the Sesame Street character, along with Elmo, talking about why they are getting the COVID vaccine. So I just think this is funny. They are simultaneously telling you Aaron Rodgers shouldn't have the right to share his opinion on the COVID vaccine. What does he know? He's just a quarterback. Meanwhile, they are also saying, oh, it's great that Big Bird and Elmo are telling kids that they should go get the COVID vaccine. Well, if you're not okay with a human in Aaron Rodgers sharing his opinion on the COVID vaccine, how in the world are you okay with Big Bird and with Elmo propagandizing in favor of the COVID vaccine, particularly because, again, there are 28 million kids between the ages of 5 and 11. Only 94 of them have died with COVID. 94 of them have died with COVID. Dr. Marty McCary was on with us today. I encourage you to go listen to that on the Clay and Buck Show. He said half or maybe 60% of kids ages 5 to 11 may have already had COVID. The point is 94 kids out of 28 million, your kids, especially the young ones in particular, are not in danger from COVID. And so this idea that you need to vaccinate your 5 to 11-year-olds, I agree with Matthew McConaughey, who some of you may have heard come out and say that he's not going to get his kids vaccinated. But based on the data that he has seen, I'm in the same position as Matthew McConaughey. I'm not going to get my kids vaccinated, especially the young ones. I've got an 11-year-old. I've got a 7-year-old. They're not going to get the COVID vaccine. As a parent, I'm making the choice that they are not going to get it. Now, I don't think they need it. I think they probably already had COVID. My intent is to go get them antibody tested because both my wife and I have had COVID, and my expectation would be, since my wife and I have both had it, there's probably a good chance that my kids have had it too at some point. They've never tested positive or had any health-related conditions at all that would suggest they've had COVID, but that's the case for most kids out there. 94 kids out of 28 million have died with COVID. I say with COVID because most of those kids had significant comorbidities, and so the likelihood that they actually had COVID, which was the cause of their death, even for those 94, is very, very low. But I do think it's funny that Aaron Rodgers, the fine is minimal, that people are saying good for Big Bird and for Elmo for speaking out on Sesame Street to encourage kids to get the vaccine. But what in the world is Aaron Rodgers doing speaking out about this situation, which I